are back, and now we will talk about a very important subject. And here we have Barbara, who has a wonderful question for us. And let's talk about Barbara. Okay, Barbara, she says, I am childless. I'm a childless 37-year-old with a history of 2 miscarriages. I'm currently seeking to get pregnant. I believe in miracles, and I am waiting for one.
Amazing.
Tell me about your miracle. Share the hope and the joy. How did you get your baby? I believe we all need to hear these stories, and it brings everyone hope. So here you go. You have a woman, no kids, 2 miscarriages. She must be desperate. She must be despairing of ever getting pregnant.
I believe that that's partly why she's not getting pregnant. That is not based on any medical knowledge. Let me stress that.
Yeah.
But I saw this happen once to a friend who desperately wanted to get pregnant.
The more you want
obsessed,
it. Yes.
Obsessed for well over a couple of years.
Yeah.
And finally came to terms with the fact that she might not have children. And she was younger. She wasn't even in her 30s yet.
Okay.
Came to terms with it. Anyhow, the long and the short of it is she has 4 children.
Yeah.
All fine, all healthy. Sometimes you come to the point that the preoccupation, the stress, don't underestimate what your head does to your body.
It affects your whole psyche, your whole mentality.
I don't want to minimize medical problems.
No, but you're 100% right, because when I had, my son was 2, and I said, okay, I'm not getting pregnant again, and we're trying and nothing's happening. So we started to go see doctors, and we did all kinds of testing, and we tried all these, ovulation tests, and that didn't work, and this didn't work. They're trying to whittle out what could be wrong. So they check off things. Well, it's not your cycle, and it's not your ovulation, and it's not your fertility. So they try and do all these tests to figure out what was wrong. And so we started with the whole process of the infertility. And let me tell you something. I was so depressed. First of all, you're taking drugs. When you start taking Clomid and you try and get pregnant that way, those are drugs. Those are hormonal drugs that affect your body. But it affects you to such a point that every waking hour of the day, you are possessed with this whole thing of getting pregnant.
But that is your whole life.
Exactly.
That becomes everything about you.
So you can't even concentrate on your husband. You can't concentrate on your friends. You don't want to go for lunch with the girls, because this is now this is your driving force in your life.
It's your mission. Also,
driving.
The whole idea of romantic sex, I mean, I don't want to be too, idealistic here, but you'd like to think you conceived your child in love as opposed to a moment of stallion and whatever.
Well, it's very clinical when you do it.
Lady horse.
Oh, is that what?
I don't remember.
I've never heard of that.
What is it? A stallion and
I don't know. I've never heard of this.
Lady horse.
Is it a book you're talking about?
A mare. That's the word. Okay, it shouldn't be like such a perfunctory task where it's like
clinical. Now, go do it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, really.
No, but I'll tell you the truth. The depression that occurs from all of this is so overwhelming. And the truth is, it can take over your whole life and affect you not to get pregnant more so. Like what you said, it causes you so much stress.
But it's also the story. The women who can't have babies adopt, and then
they get pregnant right away.
I think it's because that tension goes away.
Yeah. I remember crying every time I got my period. I'd curl up into a little fetal position into my bed and cry as if my life was over. So people will call me up and say, you have a 2-year-old. What's the matter with you? But I want to give him a sibling, right? I don't want to see him growing up alone. And it was just all-encompassing, I'm telling you.
Don't give up. And you should believe in miracles, because miracles do happen. In the same breath, in the event that you do not get pregnant, you can still have a life.
And still have the love of a child. The child comes into your house, whether via surrogate mother or adoption or the regular way.
Talking of miracles, just before we wrap up, there was an interesting story where there was a mother of 5 children, and she got cancer and died. And her very best friend was childless, not married. Right. And the husband of the dead woman ultimately had this relationship with this woman, and they got married, and she ended up, and she said, I felt like
together?
No, but she raised these 5 children as if they were her own.
Amazing.
She already had a relationship.
And there you go.
Miracles
so everything
come in all sorts of forms.
They absolutely do happen.
Good luck.